Well, why the big secret? People are smart. They can handle it.
A person is smart. People are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it. 1,500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was the center of the universe. 500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was flat. And 15 minutes ago, you knew that people were alone on this planet.
Imagine what you'll know tomorrow.
There's a theory that we haven't ever been to outer space because of a transparent barrier that surrounds our entire world, hence the term simulation. And that past this barrier isn't open space or vacuum, but water. Now, back in 1962, the US government launched a couple of nukes into the sky to allegedly test out the atmospheric reaction to them. Or is that what they want us to believe? Well, some say they were actually trying to see if they could crack that invisible barrier. Ironically enough, this program was called Operation Fishbowl. This theory is further speculated, as many have said that if you look at the stars with your own eyes or zoom into them with a camera, it seems to be twinkling or shining through a liquid type substance. As rocket enthusiasts have observed, that rockets we have launched into the sky do hit an invisible ceiling that causes a ripple-like effect that you would see in water, leading to a pretty strange theory that the Earth is flat. Or is it?
That is flat. I mean, think about it. Think about it. Okay, guys, you don't even know. You don't even know. I think I am what do they call it? I think they call it a flat earther. Anyway.
You said on a TikTok live that you thought the Earth was flat.
Unfortunately, yes, I did.
Do you still believe this?
No.
Tell me the truth.
Although I've never seen, the you know when you're on a plane, sometimes you can see it, the curve. I've not seen that yet.
You've seen satellite pictures, right?
I have, yeah. Thanks, Judd.
As you can see, she seemed very stunned when the interviewer asked that question, and all with good reason. She's one of them, an industry plant, and exposing any sort of information that goes against your oath of secrecy is deemed unacceptable, hence why her handler swooped in to save her. But all the ones that are tapped in know exactly why that question was asked. It was a test, and she passed. So do we live on a spinning ball, or once again, is it all a lie? Why would people think that the Earth is flat, even though we've been brought up our entire lives being taught that the Earth is round? Why did they begin movies on a globe, then slowly zoom in to whatever the first scene is? Universal Studios even use a globe as their logo to every single movie they make. At the beginning of every single movie they make, you will see the same spinning globe logo. It doesn't even matter what the movie's about. Is this done for a reason? Is this brainwashing? Or is it simply because it's true? Let's find out.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Enough of this. Vader, release him.
The Earth spins at 1,000 miles per hour at the equator and travels around the Sun around 70,000 miles per hour. And the Sun travels through the galaxy at 450 miles per hour. Now that's around 8 trillion miles the Sun has travelled since the year zero. Over a light year. And yet for thousands of years, even before that, people were looking into the skies and seeing the same stars that we see today.
Are you a potato?
As sure as the world is flat. As sure as the world is flat. As sure as the world is flat.
As sure as the world is flat.
Now, why would they lie? Why would they lie to the masses about us living on a spinning globe? Well, if you isolate people into the idea that they are on a blue marble somewhere in the universe that's really insignificant, and that there's thousands and millions and billions of other worlds and possibilities for millions of other civilizations, that makes most people think that we are insignificant, and we did actually come about in some sort of evolutionary accident. Now, when people believe that, their minds are so much more malleable into believing that there is no God and that there is no creator. And because of that, that also gives these controllers more power to build other deceptions upon the masses. It's about total control. Mental, physical, spiritual, every way, shape or form possible. You have to remember how big of a conspiracy this is. This isn't talking about Black Lives Matter, or isn't talking about 9/11. It's an umbrella type of scheme system to where it creates different nets of deception. Nothing else will bring down the power of the elite except when armed with this type of information. It exposes the education, science, the economy, television, museums, universities. Think of all the people that have been fooled, especially the people that are out there building these satellites, the people out here that are actually working for these space agencies, the people out there teaching in schools as professors, because they are all victims of the system. A system bent on lies and manipulation. A system that was created to condition and program you to conform into a false reality. Pawns in the game. CPUs. Genesis 1:16. And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And God made two lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night, with the stars also. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven, to the light upon the earth.
There's a big old butter wall, and it circles the entire pancake Earth. Look, it's the butter wall! You've got to be kidding me.
As always, the truth is laying in plain sight. This time depicted in a Cartoon Network show for prepubescent children. Except it's not a butter wall, it's an ice wall. An ice wall that goes around the entire earthly plane. Hence why nobody can travel to Antarctica. Nobody can travel to Antarctica because there is an entire military operation guarding the ice wall, which is thousands of feet high. There is even an Antarctic Treaty that was created in 1959, and over 56 countries have signed it, recognizing that it is in the interest of mankind that Antarctica shall continue to forever be used exclusively for peaceful purposes, and shall not become the scene or object for international discord. This treaty has been recognized as one of the most international successful agreements ever. Nobody is allowed to set foot in Antarctica. And there's even been images of what look like to be pyramids. But that's all for another video. For now, let's expose one of the biggest lies in modern history, and that is NASA. Now, if you don't know this, then I take great pleasure in telling you what I'm about to say. The moon landing that we are all so familiar with was fake, staged. And why do I say this? Because a man that supposedly took part in this expedition says so. This is Buzz Aldrin.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened. And if it didn't happen, it's nice to know why it didn't happen, so in the future, if we want to keep doing something, we need to know why something stopped in the past that we wanted to keep it going. Because we didn't.
Okay, cut.
Wow, Neil Armstrong. Hey, wait a minute. You're supposed to be on the moon. I just saw it on TV.
Oh, there's a tape delay and with all solar winds.
Firstly, I think somebody needs some explaining to do, because if Neil Armstrong was the first person on the moon, then who would have taken this photo of him? Here is a photo NASA put out of boots each astronaut wore during their journey to the moon, and here is the footprint. These boots don't match the footprint, so where's the correlation? Apparently Neil Armstrong took this photo of Buzz Aldrin on the moon, but when you zoom in, there is no camera found. And look at this flag. Don't you find it weird how this flag just moves? Like there's wind in space? And what's even stranger is how there are no stars found in any of the photos, even though they are in space. It's not adding up. There's a fine line between the truth and what is a lie.
That's so cool. You are so much better of an astronaut, Paige, than those other fakes.
Thank you. And if you're hungry in space, gotta have your floating Fritos to munch on. So I don't want to give GMOs any publicity, but it's all we had hanging around. Yum, yum, yum.
So it's all true.
It's amazing, the zero gravity. It just everything just floats around. Suck my hair because I got a ponytail. And Toots brought some coral up from Vieques, from Puerto Rico.
The Earth is flat. I didn't want to freak you out, but that's the truth. The Earth is an island in the middle of space with ice around it for water not to fall off, with a glass vial on top as if it were Tupperware. There is no way to spin a flat Earth the other way.
Put your hand on the Bible. Swear to God you walked on the moon. I want you to swear to God on the Bible that you walked on the moon.
You're a coward and a liar and a thief and a thief and a thief.
Get the hell out of my house. Get the hell out of my house.
Get the fuck out.
Mr. Armstrong, Bart Sibrel, ABC Digital. Wanted to give you the opportunity to swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon. Will you put your left hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
Gentlemen. Mr. Sibrel.
Yes? If you really walked on the moon, why would you not do that? So why don't you just put the end to the record in the argument and put your hand on the Bible, swear to God you walked on the moon.
Mr. Seibel, knowing you, that's probably a fake Bible.
Really? Well, no, it's a real Bible. You have the opportunity to have $5,000.
The meeting is not open.
Well, you have $5,000 cash. You can give it to charity if you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon.
Please
I have
give
the
it to
tape.
charity. It'd be fine.
Why don't you swear to... Why not? Why won't you do it? So why don't you put your hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
Mr. Seibel has made a fool of himself in front of the world. Mr. Seibel, you do not deserve answers.
I know exactly why he doesn't want to put his hand on the Bible and prove that he landed on the moon. It's because he didn't. It was a lie. It's all a lie, and they are all involved in a widespread agenda. An agenda to stop the masses from knowing the truth, the real truth about our reality. But the truth is all around us, and the truth is easy to find, and the truth will set us free. The truth is in the Bible.
You want me to knock you in the head?
Well, I want you to swear to God on the Bible that you walked on the moon.
Okay.
If you walked on the moon, we're given the opportunity to swear to God that you walked on the moon.
I'm going to give you the opportunity to get the hell knocked out of you if you don't leave me alone.
I don't hit people, but you're going to be on the deck unless you get
I'm heading out. I appreciate it.
Well,
Take your stuff and get out.
Why don't you quote me and say it's the shadows in her uncle? I don't give a damn about all that.
Of lunar orbit being falsified.
Being falsified?
Correct. We got an unedited tape from a source at the Johnson Space Center.
Yes. Totally nonsense.
Earth is flat, you silly monkey.
All right, we got a 199-year-old Bible, and we're looking in the beginning about the firmament. We're looking in verse 6 here, and let's see. It says, "And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters that were above the firmament. And it was so." There you go. There's a lot more in there, but there's just a taste.
There is a firmament. It's undeniable. But the thing you may have wrong about it is that it's made of glass. The firmament is not made of glass. The reason we can't go through the firmament is because it's a different vibrational field. That is to say, the same type of vibrational field that holds our bodies together, our hands together, instead of it flying off into a million billion different molecules and atoms. It is a frequency we cannot penetrate through. It is a frequency we cannot fully comprehend. It is God's frequency.
There's no place to go.
Although we weren't able to shatter that highest, hardest glass ceiling this time, thanks to you, it's got about 18 million cracks in it. And it may be hard to see tonight, but we are all standing under a glass ceiling, right?
And it's glowing like... Video it right now.
Video right now. People are noticing it too. This guy is this guy is an idiot or what? Wow, look at that rocket, man. Oh, look at that. It's stopped from between. Wow, what is that?
It's a rocket.
No, but the thing is, it broke.
Whoa.
It broke. Oh. Shit. Shit, this guy is not paying attention, man. Damn. Thank God, man. Look at that, oh. See, keep videoing.
Can you please pay attention? Somebody's
I'm not paying attention. I'm paying attention. The guy, ano.
Baka mag-video ka lang.
Puta, walang tamay lang. Wala tamay. Go back. Wow, what is that?
And you want to drive safely.
I am paying attention on. Wow.
Look at that. What is that?
Don't know. That's weird.
What happened?
What you are witnessing right now is a rocket being launched. But the rocket has nowhere to go. The rocket is scraping the surface of the firmament. It cannot penetrate through the invisible barrier. Yet again, mankind are testing the laws of nature. Yet again, mankind are testing God. This is where the term "we live in a simulation" comes from, because nobody can leave this earthly plane. There are no such thing as aliens from different planets. Anything extraterrestrial either comes from Earth or comes from the spiritual realm.
Yeah, you can block me on Facebook, but you can't block the sun. You can't block the sun, people. Just sit on the balcony, watch it travel the skies. It's fighting a war too, people. Yeah, while you at work, it's war on the sun, people. It's war on the sun in the sky. And it's war on the sun on Earth. It's regular camera phone, no trick photography. You really think you're seeing 93 million miles away? You gotta be crazy yourself. War on the sun, people.
Now look at what happens to your life when you accidentally expose what the global elites are trying to hide.
One of the most amazing things that I had ever seen in the bottom of the ocean. It was while filming for Blue Planet. It was in the Gulf of Mexico. And inside the ring of mussels was a lake. And it's like, wait a minute, I'm already underwater. We went out over the water in this lake and tried to descend in it and bounced off. It was so super saline and dense that the submarine couldn't go down in it. We literally bounced off, and as we bounced off, we sent ripples heading back to the shoreline. It was insane. I've never seen anything like it.
Coincidentally, a few days after this aired on the television that he had made this discovery, when him and his friend were flying the helicopter, it exploded and he died.
Now here's a question for the ages. Wouldn't it make more sense for us to explore all the great wonders of our home we call Earth before we even think about exploring something that's out of our reach, like space, right? Then how come we've only explored 5% of what Earth has to offer? What if I told you over 95% of our world's oceans have been unexplored? Meaning, we don't even know what's even in the depths of our waters. Yet, we want to leave this realm and explore different possibilities. Well, I think this is a lie. I think this is a lie because telling us what lies below will expose what lies above.
It's a long fly ball going back, and the ball shatters the sky, bringing the ocean itself down into the stadium. Oh, Simpson just broke this dream's reality wide open.
I know we have still not shattered that highest and hardest glass ceiling, but someday someone will, and hopefully sooner than we might think right now.
There's no place to go.
Although we weren't able to shatter that highest, hardest glass ceiling this time, thanks to you, it's got about 18 million cracks in it. And it may be hard to see tonight, but we are all standing under a glass ceiling right now.
They lied. For the past 200 years, they've lied to us about the nature of our reality and why human beings are even here. The truth is easy to find. The truth is all around us. The truth is in the Bible. They want us to believe that there is no better time to be alive. Technology hasn't been so advanced. Humans haven't been so intelligent. But this is a lie. Human beings haven't been so further away from the truth than we are now. Humans haven't been so spiritually dead than we are now. Most of us are just low conscience individuals that fail to comprehend and acknowledge the universal forces that bind all of creation. They filled our minds with garbage, filled our minds with unnecessary distractions. We must get rid of all those distractions. We must get rid of all those distractions so we can begin to have our own thoughts. Thoughts about what the world really is. Thoughts that will help you find thyself. Thoughts that will help you fulfill your potential. Because we are eternal beings merely having a human experience. But like always, there are two sides of the table, good and evil. And the evil has spread vast and wide on this plane, trying its hardest to deceive people and lead them to their eternal damnation. The evil has its sinister children carrying out its agenda. The evil is the devil. You see, Earth is a very mysterious place and has been for millennia. The devil once resided in heaven as an angel, but fell and became the prince of darkness. All because he wanted to turn away from God and be his own God. But all of this will soon end, and God will take his children back to where we belong, which is heaven. But for now, whenever you look up at the clear blue sky or the dark blue skies of the night, just know that there's no place to go.
Flat earthers, man. You guys are so stupid. Like, you genuinely believe that you live on a motionless plane, which is what we observe, and that the sun and the moon are close to us and relatively the same size, which is what it looks like, and that water can't curve, which we've never seen happen, and that we and the place that we live are the result of intelligent design from a power much greater than ourselves, which is observable in the natural phenomenon of the Fibonacci sequence. Seriously? That is completely ridiculous. I mean, compared to what I believe, which is that one day, nothing exploded, creating an infinitely expanding universe on which we are a speck of dust, living on a spinning speck of dust that's spinning around a giant fireball, hurtling through a vacuum in outer space populated by other giant fireballs and an infinite number of other rocks, and traveling through space at an unquantifiable speed, and that we and every single solitary species on the planet developed from a puddle. Now, I don't know where the puddle came from, or the rock that the puddle was on, or the fireballs, or where any of it actually came from. Flat earthers believing what they see. Like, how ridiculous is this? You know? When we have so much science, you know, that we can't prove because there are no experiments to prove any of it. And that any experiment that's ever been done to prove that the earth is moving have failed to do that. And yet you don't believe science. You know? We have all these composites from NASA that were created in Photoshop that prove to you that the earth is round. Come on, man. How could you not believe what science is telling you? That you're related to a banana and that you're related to a blade of grass because you evolved from the same thing. You know? It's so obvious that that's the case. How could you believe anything different? It's just so crazy that there are people out there who actually believe that, you know, none of what science and NASA are telling us is true, when it's so clear that, you know, they landed on the moon. Did you not see? Obviously, you couldn't see any of the stars in the background, and the Earth was the wrong size, and there was no crater under the lunar module when it landed, and there was no delay between feeds, and they lost 700 boxes of footage from the Apollo mission. It just disappeared, and they can't even go into to the moon anymore because they destroyed the technology to do it. And you don't believe that? I've never heard of anything more ridiculous than flat earthers believing what they actually see for themselves.
As always, like and subscribe so more people can find these videos. And God bless you all.
Earth is flat, you silly monkey.